If you come to Taiwan, you will see the roe, the mullet roe, sold everywhere. It's good. It almost tastes like cheese. 真的很好吃啊！妈咪的烤感怎么样？ It's another beautiful day in paradise, but I am a little sad because we have to go back. We're here in Kaohsiung Fishing Harbor and we're going to begin the long journey back to Xingda Fishing Harbor. Probably take us around 8 hours. It's going to be a long slug. Hopefully the weather is going to cooperate with us and the waves won't be too big. Just ahead of us, you can see Maobitou, and you can see, although the color of the water is very similar, you can see where the current, where the two currents, the Kuroshio current is separating from the other current going around the island of Taiwan. And right around here, all of a sudden, you can see the water level rising a bit, and also a lot of waves, a very turbulent water, and that's exactly where the currents are coming together or being split apart, as the case may be. So we're gonna hit that in a few seconds. Whoa. And now we're entering the area where the two currents come together. You can see the water is very turbulent. The white caps there is exactly where the water is being forced together and there's a lot of turbulence. And there's the lighthouse, you can see it right here. What a beautiful view. Seven and a half hours and we're just back at Kaohsiung Harbor now. We've made very good time, particularly after we crossed the Hangzhou Peninsula. We were doing about 13 knots. I gotta listen, there's a lot of boats coming out. There's a big boat coming out right now. You can see it right over here. I've got something very special for you. This season, December and January, is the season for a very quintessential Taiwanese fish. And we're gonna talk a little bit more about that later. But I also have something else very special today, a special guest on my boat. My children have been on the boat, my dad has seen my boat, and now, to my great surprise, I have my mom who's come all the way to join me for this time. Thank you, Mama, for coming to Taiwan.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure.
I'm enjoying it very much.
And it's a pleasure to show my mom my boat because she's only seen it on TV and now she's actually standing on it and it makes me very happy.
And when I watched your video on YouTube, I always felt like I was there.
Now you're really here.
Now I'm really here. I can't believe it.
Excellent, excellent. So we're taking care of business now. My mom is off the boat. As you know, on a Taiwanese fishing boat, only licensed fishermen are allowed to be on the boat. So unfortunately, she can't join us for this part of the trip. This part of the trip, I'm taking you to learn about some very interesting fish, and we're going to Xingda Fishing Harbor. We've just left Kaohsiung Harbor and we're heading towards Xingda Harbor. And what are we going to talk about this time? It's called mullet fish. If you come to Taiwan, you will see the roe, the mullet roe, sold everywhere. It is a quintessential Taiwanese delicacy. And I must say, the first time I had it, I wasn't too keen on it. But as time goes by, and especially if you eat the high grade one, it's good. It almost tastes like cheese. We're gonna learn about mullet this time. We're gonna head to Xingda Fishing Harbor because it's famous for it. Let's get on the way. It's about 4:30, the sun is going down. It's a beautiful day, and it'll take about an hour to Xingda Fishing Harbor, and we'll pick it up from there. I think people often forget how beautiful a sunset can be. And this is just an ordinary day, but look at how beautiful that is. The colors, purples, orange. Wow, fantastic. And I feel very lucky to be out on the ocean and looking at this beautiful sunset today. Welcome to Xingda Gang. We arrived last night to the beautiful sunset, and we're just parked over here, and you can see this fishing harbor is absolutely huge. Xingda Gang is a Class II harbor, and it has a very long history that dates back even to the Ming Dynasty when the Dutch were here. It is a natural harbor originally, but in 1977, it was expanded to be like this harbor is now. You can also see there are not too many boats in it at this moment. In fact, if you go back 50 years ago, this was the mullet fishing center of Taiwan, and there were hundreds of boats fishing for mullet. Now, there are only one pair of boats based out of here that use the method of pulling the net to catch mullet. To accommodate this change, the fisheries department here has been very active in transforming this harbor. Where it used to be a center for fishing only, they've now moved into fish processing, where they process mullet roe amongst many other things. And we're gonna take a look at that. So this is the processing plant that the Fisheries Association has opened up here right behind me. And the good thing about it, which is actually unique in Taiwan, is that it is very close to the harbor. So the fish are caught, delivered right here on the harbor and sent to this plant for processing. So we've entered the processing plant, and you can see this place has very, very high standards because this is for Japan and other export markets.
我大概跟 Leo 介绍一下哈，我们这边是渔会在109年设置的工厂，我们这边在签约这几年有拿到 HACCP、ISO 20000跟 BSMI 的认证哈，然后里面大概就是我们会处理我们渔民的一些渔获。
So you can see behind me, this is the processing area. And I was just explained to me that they have all kinds of fish being worked on here. You have baidayu here, belt fish. In the middle there's grouper, and at the end there's ladies working on the mullet fish. The rule is, whatever the fisherman comes in with, as long as the plant is open and has capacity, they'll allow the fishermen to bring in the fish here and they get processed. 你们这里的方式是非常好，那个渔民随时钓到东西可以带过来，你们有时间你会处理啊？
对，没错。你像这个白带鱼，其实它上岸之后，它的腐败其实很快，你只能靠这个工厂在有一个低温的环境之下去处理它。 其实你现在可以试着你去闻一下现场有没有鱼腥味，
完全没有啊
其实是没有的。
对，
其实我们用很多心思，
对，
就是要让工厂有这个良好的环境，这样我们不管是大卖场或是外销到各个国家，消费者是可以相信我们的东西生产出来是没有问题。
The way this place works is that whatever fish come in from the fishermen is processed here. And so you always have different types of fish on the go. We have the mullet fish being scaled here and being processed. We have the grouper heads that were caught recently. The meat has already been processed. Now they're dealing with the heads. Grouper 是哪一种的？石斑鱼。
这都是龙虎斑。
龙虎斑。OK。那你是都是今天来的鱼啊？
对，今天来，然后我们在我们这边处理放血，然后分切，然后头再另外这样做处理。
You can also see that the workers here are very, very skilled. She's cutting up fillets out here, and she's taking a lot of time to scale it, make sure it's very clean, debone it, and really only put out the best quality fillet that is possible. The other thing I wanted to point out is down here. This is the waste area, but this is not thrown out. This will either become fertilizer or it will become fish food. There are different types of use to make sure that none of this fish is wasted, and that's a core principle of this factory. The proof is always in the pudding, and Hao-ge, the Secretary General of the Fishing Association, has taken us here to try some of the food that was processed in the factory over there. 你这菜是工厂那里做的，是不是？
对，没错。
比如说那个 grouper 是不是？
是
石斑鱼。
对啊，我们一开始首先是想要把石斑鱼再有更多的新的通路因为其实日本那边都会有吃生食的习惯，所以我们有从石斑鱼它从活鱼进工厂。然后在低温的处理之下，把生菌数控制好，做成生食级，日本人才可以去接受我们的产品。
那我觉得最重要的部分是尝尝味道怎么样，可以吗？
可以啊，没问题。
Let's try it, because that's really the best way to know if it's any good.
因为我们有熟成的过程，建议可以先不用加酱试试看。
Excellent， 真的很好吃啊。You can taste the freshness.
它的口感跟它的味道是可以让你回甘。
那再一起来加崩啊！
你要问一下妈咪的口感。
妈咪的口感怎么样？
你讲这么他听不懂。
你就是说个文坛啊？What's your impression of the sashimi?
It's delicious.
Okay.
I very much enjoy it.
Okay, great. This is the male part of the fish.
它吃起来会像豆花一样。
He says it's like tofu. 真的 like tofu, very soft, creamy flavor.
这乌鱼标没有办法冷冻，所以是当季的乌鱼杀出来的乌鱼标，才有办法这样吃。
不能冷冻，就是马上你要吃。
它冷冻会坏掉。
OK.
所以乌鱼标就只有这个时候才吃得到。
So although all this food is for the export market, the processing do, you can still come to this harbor and enjoy this food in little restaurants here because they also make it available to tourists who come here. So that's a secret benefit. You don't have to go to Japan to eat this. You come here and you can get it as well. 好，加崩 let's all eat.
开动。
开动。